If you're in a hurry and just want to see a quick list of all of the accessories I have in this video, go ahead and check down the description. I have all the accessories listed as well as Amazon affiliate links for all of those different accessories. And if you guys purchase them through those links, I do get a small kickback at no extra cost to you. So if you want to support the channel, that's a great way to do it. And don't forget to hit that like button if you appreciate me saving you some time. This is the Griptight One Microstand, and it's the most compact, fully featured smartphone tripod I could find. It folds flat to easily fit in your pocket, and it has a ball head so you can still get perfectly level shots on uneven surfaces. Over the past year alone, I've used this dozens of times to get pictures with family and friends, and it's so much better than precariously leaning my phone against something to try to get a photo with the family and risk having the phone fall to its demise as I walk away. If you're looking for something a little bit more rugged and versatile, I highly recommend the Joby Gorillapod. Now this has a ton of joints on it, which make it really easy to wrap around a tree limb or a railing or something like that, or you can keep all the legs together and sort of use it like a selfie stick. This also has a ball head on top, so if I unscrew this, you can see that this will rotate in all sorts of different directions so that you can get the perfect angle with your camera. If you're going to be going on a camping trip or maybe a road trip, this is the one I'd recommend. Since the Galaxy Note 10 no longer has a headphone jack, it's about time to start looking into wireless earbuds. And my personal favorite wireless earbuds are Samsung's Galaxy Buds. Now I did a pretty detailed review on why exactly these are my favorite. I compared them to the Jabra Buds, to the Bose Buds, and to Samsung's older wireless earbuds as well. So if you want to see why exactly these are my favorite, go ahead and click the card that's sliding out above to check out that video. If you prefer not to go the wireless earbuds route, you can still get a USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack. I'll leave a link in the description to a couple that I found. If you haven't jumped onto the wireless charging bandwagon yet, now's a pretty good time to do it. And if you want the fastest wireless charging, I would go with Samsung's Wireless Charging Duo Pad. The left pad offers Fast Charge 2.0, which is noticeably faster than regular fast wireless charging. And while the right pad is limited to regular fast wireless charging, it can charge Samsung's smartwatches. Now, if you're going to be using this on your nightstand and charging it overnight, then I recommend Samsung's Wireless Charger Duo. The obvious difference here is that one of the charging pads is angled up, and this allows you to quickly see the time at night if you have the always on display turned on. Now you don't get Fast Charge 2.0 with either of the pads on this charger, but if you're going to be using it to charge overnight, then that really doesn't matter because you could use standard wireless charging and you'll still be charged by the time you get up in the morning. While Samsung's fast chargers offer a lot of great features, they're also super expensive. So if you want a much less expensive option and you don't need to charge a watch as well, then I recommend Seneo's fast wireless charger. Now I've had this particular one for 1 or 2 years now and I haven't had any issues with it. If you're in the market for a smartwatch, I highly recommend Samsung's Galaxy Watch or their Watch Active 2. Both of these watches offer swim proofing, they can continuously measure your heart rate and stress levels, they can track over 30 different types of exercises, they support mobile payments, they have an always on display which makes them look more like a traditional watch, they support standard 20 and 22mm bands depending on which one you get, and the list just keeps going and going. Now I have extensively covered the Galaxy Watch on this channel, and I've also covered the Watch Active and the Watch Active 2, done some comparisons, so if you guys want to find out all about the Galaxy Watch and what makes that so awesome, or you want to find out how it compares to the Watch Active or the Watch Active 2, then click the card that's sliding out above. I made a little playlist that has all of my Galaxy Watch and Watch Active videos in it. If you're not a fan of cloud storage, but you find that you keep filling up your internal storage with photos and videos, then you're definitely going to want to invest in a micro SD card. Now, the Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus both support up to a 512GB micro SD card, and the Note 10 Plus supports up to a whopping 1TB micro SD card. Now, to be honest, I wouldn't go with the 1TB micro SD card because it costs a ton of money, like $400+, but a 512GB micro SD card costs less than $90. And the price keeps coming down considerably as you get a lower level of storage. I do want to make it clear though that the regular size Note 10 does not have micro SD card expansion. This is the NECTEC USB-C and standard USB micro SD card reader. And that was like my 10th attempt trying to say that name in one shot. Your micro SD card slides right into the front of the USB connector, And with it installed, you can connect it to either a regular USB port on your computer or the USB-C port on your phone. This is great for people who want to quickly review or edit their GoPro footage, or maybe you've got a dash cam, you're just in an accident, and you want to be able to show the footage of the accident to a police officer. You can take the micro SD card out of the dash cam, pop it into this little reader, pop it into your phone, and show the police officer right there at the scene. Or if you've got trail cams, you can go check your trail cam, take the micro SD card out, pop it right in your phone and check it right there. And when you're ready to take the micro SD card out, all you have to do is push down this little slider and pull the card right out. Lots of people ask what my favorite smartphone cases are, and I almost always get the same two cases for my phones. The first one is the Spigen Neo Hybrid. The case feels very premium. It's got a lot of protection, but it's also super slim, and the button tactility is excellent. And if I need something a little bit more rugged, I'll go with the Spigen Tough Armor. This thing is awesome. It's a little bit more rugged, but it doesn't add a lot more bulk, and it does give you the added benefit of a kickstand on the back. And in case you're wondering, no, this isn't sponsored. I haven't done any work with Spigen before. These are just legitimately the two cases I buy with every phone. The other question I get asked a lot is, what screen protector do I recommend? Now, personally, I don't use screen protectors, but the screen protector that I see most people recommending and most people having good success with is the Whitestone Dome screen protector. It's a tempered glass screen protector, and it does work with the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. That's one of the big issues with tempered glass screen protectors, is that the vast majority of them don't work with the sensor. So if you're looking for a great screen protector, that's a good place to start. Time to talk about wireless car charging mounts. Now, there's a ton of them out there that claim to have 15-watt wireless charging. Unfortunately, none of them work with Samsung's smartphones to actually get 15 watts of charging. Now, some of them I've confirmed by actually purchasing and trying, and others I just read through the reviews and saw right in the reviews that they did not actually support 15-watt wireless charging. However, many of them do support 10-watt wireless charging, and here are two of my favorites. This is the IOD OneTouch wireless car mount, and this is the CNSL wireless charging car mount. This one claims to have 15-watt charging, it's only 10. This one only claims to have 10-watt charging, and it is 10. Both of these chargers have the same flipping, rotating, and extending adjustments, along with extendable feet. The only other difference mechanically is that the CNSL charger extends a bit further, but the IOD can be made a bit more compact. The IOD charger has the most sticky adhesive pad I've ever seen. This sticks to literally everything. As long as the surface is flat, not rounded, it'll stick to leather, pleather, plastic, like you name it. This thing's gonna stick to it. I've never had an issue except for trying to stick to a curved surface. The CNSL charger, on the other hand, sticks really well to windows, but if you wanna mount it on your dash, you're gonna need something like this little mounting plate. Now, the IOD charger came with this particular plate, but I'll have an Amazon affiliate link down in the description if you guys wanted to get one of these plates for a CNSL charger. Now, here's the more significant differences between these two mounts. The IOD is fully mechanical. You press the phone into this button to secure it, then squeeze the wings to release the phone. The whole process feels really natural and it's super easy to do. The CNSL uses a sensor to detect when you bring the phone close to it, then automatically opens the clamps for a couple seconds so you can put your phone in, then tightens them around the phone. To release the phone, you just touch this capacitive button on the side and the arms open back up. Something important to point out about the CNSL charger is that it can't detect dark, non-reflective surfaces like this case, so you have to touch the button to open the mount. If you turned the car off, you obviously don't have power to this charger anymore, so if you push that side button, nothing's gonna happen and it's just gonna stay clamped around the phone, but it's still easy enough to get it out. All you do is just twist a little bit and pull, and it pops right out. Now, that looked like it came out pretty easy, and it does, but it still holds pretty secure for normal driving. So unless you're going off-roading all the time, this is gonna hold your phone tightly enough. But if you are gonna go off-roading, then I do recommend the IOD charger because that thing holds with a death grip. I also want to point out real quick that I do occasionally hit this button when I'm trying to adjust my phone while it's in the mount, and it'll start to release my phone, which is a little nerve-wracking the first time it happens, but if you just hold your finger on the phone for a second, then it's going to close right back down on the phone after a couple seconds. So it's something to get used to, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. If wireless charging isn't your thing, you could go with the IOD OneTouch 4 mount, which has all of the same features as the wireless version, except that it's not wireless, and it costs a lot less. Then with the money you saved, you could buy a fast-charging USB car charger. And speaking of USB car chargers, I have two options for you. Now technically, the Note 10 Plus does support 45-watt charging, and the Plus model is the only one that does support that charge speed, but you're not going to find a car charger that supports all the technology required for your Note 10 Plus to actually charge at that rate. Now there's three pieces to this technology. The first is that it has to be Power Delivery 3.0. The second is that it has to have a programmable power supply. And the third, which is the most difficult feature to find, is that it supports 5 amps at 9 volts. Now there are car chargers that do have Power Delivery 3.0 and a programmable power supply, but none of them support the 5 amp at 9 volt charging rate that's required. Fortunately, I do have two 15-watt chargers that can still charge a device very quickly. This first one is the Anker PowerDrive Speed 2, and it can fast charge 2 devices at the same time. Alternatively, you could go with the TechSmarter 63-watt charger. Now, this one does support 45-watt power delivery here on the bottom using USB-C, but again, it doesn't work with Samsung's Note 10 Plus. It just defaults to a 15-watt output if you plug a Note 10 Plus into it. That said, this can deliver 45 watts to a laptop and 15 watts to your phone at the same time, which is pretty ridiculous. Both of these have excellent build quality, so it really comes down to what you personally need out of a car charger. So if you're going to be charging laptops and you want USB-C, go with the TechSmarter one. If you just want regular USB and 15 watts going to 2 devices simultaneously, then go with the Anker charger. Now, if you want 45-watt charging in your home, you're gonna have to go with Samsung's official charger because that's the only one that supports all 3 technologies that I mentioned earlier. If you use Android Auto, but you don't like having to plug your phone in every time, or you just don't really like wireless charging for some reason, but you want an easier way to plug your phone in, then you might like this magnetic USB-C cable. This little nub comes right off and plugs directly into the bottom of your phone. Then when you're ready to plug in, just bring the cable close to the phone and it snaps right into place. Now this is the only cable that I've found that's strong enough to work consistently with Android Auto. A lot of the other cables, the magnets aren't strong enough, so if you twist this around, the magnet just kind of twists off and then you lose connection momentarily and you keep having to press the Android Auto button to get back into it. I have not had that problem with this cable. That said, if you're someone who does a lot of off-roading, then you may want to just plug in with a regular USB-C cable when you're doing that. Something else that's important to know is that they do sell versions of this that are reversible, so you can take it off, flip it around, and it'll pop back on. However, if you do want to use Android Auto, you have to get one that's not reversible, because the way they make the other ones reversible is they remove the data pins. Now, if you're not going to be using Android Auto, then you can get whichever one you like best. One more important detail is that these do support 15-watt charging. Have you ever wondered why Samsung smartphones tend to be some of the most expensive Android phones? Well, one of the reasons is that they double as full-blown desktop computers, complete with a desktop for all of your folders and shortcuts, desktop versions of Microsoft Office, gaming, a file browser that supports drag and drop, multiple window support, a desktop-style web browser, and of course, keyboard and mouse support. All you need is a USB-C to HDMI adapter or a USB-C to USB-C cable and a monitor that supports either HDMI or USB-C depending on which cable you have. And if you don't have a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, you can just use the phone screen as a trackpad, and if you need a keyboard, that'll pop up too anytime you click in a text field. If you want to take DeX to the next level, you can get a DeX dock or a DeX pad that'll allow you to plug in an HDMI cable and 2 USB peripherals like an external drive and an RF-style wireless mouse and keyboard adapter. Exclusive to the DeX dock is an Ethernet connector for a hard-tied internet connection. These docks also increase your max resolution from 1920 by 1080, which is what you would get if you plugged a USB-C to HDMI adapter directly into the phone, all the way up to 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide quad high definition, which looks amazing on my 38-inch ultra-wide monitor. So there are the best accessories for the Note 10 and Note 10 Plus and the S10 and S10 Plus. Let me know what your favorite accessory is down in the comments below, even if it wasn't on this list. And as always guys, don't forget to like it if you liked it, share it if you loved it, and subscribe to see my upcoming Galaxy Note 10 Plus coverage. And don't forget to smack that notification bell so you can be the first to know when the videos drop. That's it for this Techisode. God bless guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.